Hi, I'm Jake. I make RPG supplements and videos about Pathfinder 2, or PF2, pretty much only Pathfinder 2 supplements as well. Used to do some 5e D&D, but Pathfinder likes me more, and so do the people. So obviously there's going to be spoilers for Wardens of Wildwood, because I'm going through stuff in the adventure path because it has so many naturey, interesting, useful, cool things. If you haven't seen the Druid video on this already, go check it out. Today is going to be the Barbarians. So, beginning with new class options, new Barbarian Instincts. I didn't even know I needed this. This is cool. The following new Barbarian Instincts represent connections to the natural cycles of life, including abundant growth and inevitable decay. Wisely, they put decay first. I know it's alphabetical, but still. Decay Instinct. Your rage is intrinsically tied to the decomposition of organic beings and the new growth that decay allows. I love that they went this direction. You may have meddled with ancient relics created by Ghorans, been infected, the dude that made the Ghorans. It's an Ancestry. You can check him out. Been infected by exposure to Aerzul's Blight or the Tanglebriar. They only matter for this adventure. It doesn't really matter. Or been blessed by the Green Man Zibik. As you unleash your rage, you rot, becoming riddled with mold and flesh-eating fungi. Though this rot recedes when you let your emotions settle, it doesn't go away completely, and the scars left behind spread bit by bit throughout your lifetime, multiplying with every rage. That's gross. Anathema. Preventing the decomposition of dead creatures or plants is anathema to your instinct, as is destroying or interfering with the growth of molds or fungi in a natural setting. This doesn't prevent you from defending yourself against fungus creatures or hazards, or harvesting fungi or molds solely for sustenance. I really don't see this coming up much. How many barbarians are like, no, I don't want that dead creature to decompose? I think they're more concerned with making them dead. Rotting Rage is your instinct ability. When you rage, you can choose to increase the additional damage from 2 to 6 and change its damage type to poison instead of the damage type for your weapon or unarmed attack. If you do this, your rage action gains the primal and poison traits, and you take 1 damage at the end of each of your turns as your flesh decays. There's a great picture on the screen if you can see it. This damage can't be reduced or avoided by any means. You may make this choice only when your rage begins, and it remains in effect until your rage ends. Specialization ability. When you use Rotting Rage, increase the additional damage from rage from 6 to 10, but the damage you take at the end of your turn increases to 5. If you have greater weapon specialization, instead increase the damage from rage when using Rotting Rage to from 10 to 18, but the damage you take increases to 10. All of this is commensurate with levels, so it just basically stays on par. It always impairs you the same amount, and always does about proportionally the same amount of damage. Raging Resistance. You resist poison damage, as well as damage dealt by the attacks and abilities of creatures with the fungus trait. Regardless of the damage type, there's something useful. I think you could have other resistances, and that resistance doesn't help the damage that you take from your rage. So I think they could have had more resistances there. I don't know, it's not all that great. Acid, maybe? Void damage? You could resist void damage? That'd be cool. So that's all for the Decay Instinct Barbarian. So interesting. So now we're going to go to a Barbarian Instinct that is based on the life of plants. Ligneous Instinct. Your rage is powered by the steady growth of the natural world, from the blossoming of flowers to the cultivation of vegetables and the towering, imposing might of the grandest trees. I picture a redwood barbarian. You might be descended from powerful druids or dryads, been exposed to powerful primal magic, or been transformed by the resurgence of the plane of wood. As you unleash your rage, your flesh becomes covered in woody growths, which spread like bark across your body. Giant red plates across your body, that's cool. Anathema. Despoiling nature and killing plants unnecessarily is anathema to your instinct. Defending yourself against plant creatures or hazards is not. Of course, that makes sense. So your instinct ability is Wooden Rage. While raging, you can increase the additional damage from rage from 2 to 6. If you do this, reduce your speed by 10 feet, as the bark plates covering your body are a hindrance to mobility. This speed reduction can't be overcome by any means, though it can be offset by speed increases. So I like that the Wooden Rage doesn't suffer the damage that's constant from the Decay one, but the slowing down really sucks. Especially for a Barbarian. Because, like, you need mobility, and they even have a feat that lets them go faster. Specialization. When you use Wooden Rage, increase the additional damage from Rage from 6 to 10. If you have greater weapon specialization, instead increase the damage from Rage when using Wooden Rage from 10 to 18. So these are just fun ways to add flavor to your Barbarian. Take 'em or leave 'em, but I really like the Rotting one. It's neat. Yeah, there's a penalty. You take extra damage. But who doesn't think that's awesome? Like, that you're rotting yourself with your rage. It's like you're so furious that it destroys the world by its simple anathematic essence to life. That's cool. I have like the soul of a vampire. I think it's neat. Next, I'm going to go over the Kineticist Impulses. There's only 2, but they're pretty cool. So, here's what it says about the Kineticist Impulses. The following Kineticist Impulses represent an ever-growing connection with the returning plane of wood. I love that. I like natural planes. Level 4 feat, born to the trees. It's an uncommon impulse. Kineticist, morph primal wood. That has all those traits. You adapt a creature to live among the trees, improving its ability to climb, balance, and leap. Target a willing creature within 30 feet. For 10 minutes, it gains a climb speed equal to its speed and a +1 circumstance bonus to acrobatics checks, to balance, and athletics checks, to long jump and high jump. When it leaps, it increases the distance it can leap horizontally by 5 feet and vertically by 2 feet. If you use Born to the Trees again, any existing one ends. Level 6, you can target up to 5 willing creatures. I'm pretty sure this is going to end up being in a build of mine, because I struggle to find ways that gives a creature a climb speed, and this gives a climb speed equal to its speed. So this is awesome for movement capability, which matters a lot in this game and every other game, and for some of my builds. I'm borrowing that one, definitely. So the last Kineticist Impulse is the 1,000 Lashes of the Weeping Willow, level 18 feet. It has the traits Uncommon Impulse, Kineticist, Overflow Plant, Primal, and Wood. You conjure a massive willow tree. It's the freaking Whomping Willow, isn't it? Which lashes your foes with 1,000 branches. It's a Whomping Willow. The trunk of the Weeping Willow tree is 10 feet in diameter and appears in an unoccupied space within 500 feet. The tree whips its branches at all your enemies within a 30-foot radius emanation centered on the willow's trunk, dealing 10d8 slashing damage with a basic reflex save against your class DC. A creature that fails its save is also overcome with sorrow, becoming slowed 1 for as long as the willow remains as it weeps uncontrollably. The willow doesn't target you or your allies. I would love it if the tree also cried during this time, just because it's extra weird. The willow tree remains until the end of your next turn, but you can sustain it up to 1 minute. Oh, that's neat. The first time you sustain the impulse each round, the Weeping Willow attacks again, dealing 4d8 slashing damage to all enemies in the area with a basic reflex save. If you use this impulse again, the previous one ends. At level 20, the initial damage is 14d8 and the sustained damage is 5d8. Something I love about the Kineticist Impulses is that they level no matter what your class is. The Kineticist is awesome for multiclass archetyping into, because as soon as you take one of the impulses, it bursts up to the level that it would be if you were a Kineticist. It's awesome. So anyway, those are useful. The 18th level one isn't going to be that useful because it's 18th level, but if you can get there, you summon a Whomping Willow from Harry Potter. Why wouldn't you? Yeah, why wouldn't you? But I do really like the Born to the Trees. That's quite handy. I like it a lot. So thank you for joining me. If you're a patron, thank you special for joining me. Loot says hi. And if you want to join Patreon, the link's below. Or if you just want to join us in Discord and chat about stuff, cool. The link's below. We're doing a build every week now as a group. We're like doing a contest for the best build, and then that build is going into my live stream as an NPC. It's for fun, but it also is really cool to talk about everybody's ideas. I love it. It's a proving ground for new character ideas. Come on down. If you want to see the live stream videos, they're here. Or if you want to check out archetypes. They're here because everybody needs archetypes because they're important. Because, yeah, hello, Pathfinder, da. Okay, thanks, bye.